So welcome back to the Brighton Technical Center for the second game of a doubleheader here tonight. This one between JeBelle FC and Avenues United. JeBelle coming off a victory in the last game, and Avenues from a defeat they suffered at the hands of System 3, 12 goals to 1. So they would want to make amends. As we can see, referee Jason Frederick, he has his assistants in Tashika Brown and Danroy Barker. As we just await the team sheet for the starting lineup. The first game between North Leeward Predators and Hope International ended in a draw, 3 goals apiece. At halftime, Hope were leading 3 goals to 0. The Predators came back and equalized from the penalty spot within the space of about 5 minutes. And so this encounter, we can see showing Alexander there. It looks like Cadel Hector, the number 10 for Avenues United. So pleasantries have been exchanged. And Eddie, good evening, welcome.
Well, good night to you, Charlo. Good night to listeners. Of course, the final game for tonight, JeBelle, they're taking on Avenues United. Avenues, of course, they're planted to the bottom of the standings, just off a 12-1 drubbing at the hands of System 3. And JeBelle, they're sitting fairly comfortable in the table. But we've got the starting lineups, Charlo. And yes. I don't know if you've noticed, but with regards to Avenues United, just to go through the starting lineup, there's a goalkeeper back in the uprights. Yes. Richard Hayde has been, arrested, and Reynold Thomas takes charge. The rest of the squad, Damal Francis captain, Neil James, Xavier Jack, Cadel Hector, Khalik Westfield, Byron is back, Amin John, Shaquille Chandler, Jamal Laborde, and Joel Watson. I've been told by the match commissioner that there's just one legal substitute in Etu Peters. There's a second name, Benjamin Williams, but
not checked.
Exactly.
And so JeBelle FC in goal is Tristan John, number 08, showing Alexander the captain, Tyreek Stevens, number 3, 4 Dimitri Thomas, 6 Linda Grant, number 11 Zidane Deshad Simmons, 14 Shaquan Hooper, 16 Ashano Benjamin, number 20 Joan Sawyers, 26 Jermaine Spencer, and number 30 Devante McDowell.
So we've had the kickoff, and it's a throw-in for JeBelle. Of course, they're in the lime green with the dark green trunks, and Avenues United predominantly white, I should say, with their red stripes down the side. So a throw-in to JeBelle deep inside the half on the right side, and this one is nodded away. It looks like the tall figure there of Cadel, and knocked in, and Thomas with his first opportunity to touch the ball here tonight, doing so fairly comfortably, and volleying this one upfield, but can only find playing Simmons for JeBelle, knocked forward, and that's a foul. Whistle going immediately. Benjamin, the player, fouled, so it's an early free kick for JeBelle in this the first minute. 0-0, and as always, quite a windy night here.
Well, it tends, as it gets later, the wind tend to pick up.
So it looks as if it's going to be Dimitri Thomas to take this free kick for JeBelle. And we're seeing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now joined by a fifth at the top of the 18-yard box for JeBelle. A 3-man wall put in place by JeBelle. And referee Jason Frederick just ensuring that the wall is back to stipulated 10 yards, not on your monitors, on your screen. But that's just what referee Frederick is ensuring at this point in time. So Dimitri Thomas lines this one up. It is the Vincy Soccer Premier League game for tonight, and final one for tonight. Let's see, this one is low and easy there for goalkeeper Thomas. Really and truly a nothing free kick, if I can put it like that, off the boot of Thomas. One upfield, but it's JeBelle who collects in the middle, and brought down there by Grant. Robbed of it, finds Jack for Avenues. in the middle now there to, that's Batson, Joel Batson, deciding to go back there to James, who volleys it upfield. But I believe player is going to collect quite comfortably there for JeBelle. Has a couple options ahead of him, and just deciding to go right back to his goalkeeper in Tristan John. John across the out of his goal as he switches from right to left, and ball given up there to Avenues United. Absent tonight, of course, in the upright, Richard Hayde, but are pretty much part of, of the coaching staff. So here is Avenues trying to clean up this one, and in the end, some fairly good work by the tall, lanky defender there for Avenues, getting it forward out to Jack. Some good work there as Jack now on the left side. As a defender with him, gets past, but certainly didn't have the space nor time to get around Dimitri Thomas. And whistle now going. Let's see what happens here. Seems as if it's a corner kick to Avenues United. So Thomas in the end giving that one up. And corner kick this to Avenues United in the 4th minute.
And Cadel Hector,
yes, Hector
number
goes
10,
across.
marching his way to the corner.
So Hector, dead ball specialist for Avenues United now to take this one. And it's packed with quite a number of green shirts. Comes short there now to Jack, knocks it back to Hector. Hector floats it in to the far post. He was looking there for someone to creep in. Coming in,
no one there to run onto it, but I think it was a good ball. It was good thinking, but against the players for Avenues, not showing game awareness.
Well, yeah, pretty good play between Hector and Jack nonetheless, as JeBelle now break on the right side, still deep inside their own half. Picked up there by the number 8.
Show with Alexander.
Floats it into the middle, and the ball now into the path of, well, let's see who gets there first. It is actually, it says Thomas on the score sheet, but that's not certainly not Thomas on the sheet that we've been provided with.
Well, so right on that.
We've lost our audio momentarily. I don't know if our technical personnel is available, but we've certainly lost our. Nonetheless, we continue. Here's JeBelle now with possession, top of the 18-yard box, and shot comes in just across the goal mouth, and at the end it's going to be, looks like a goal kick there now for Avenues United. So James now with this goal kick way downfield into the path of a
I'm not sure, but one would believe that they are. Byron was not happy with that at all. is still down.
All right. So yeah, I think the little audio problem that I had personally, it's now repaired. Don't know if our listeners was hearing me, but everything appears to be sorted out. A free kick now to JeBelle, and kick to be taken as soon as all is settled in the middle. Yes, Sherwin Alexander wearing the number 8 shirt. Referee getting a little bit of liquid. I don't know if there's something that went into his eye, something of the sort, but just jogging back into the middle, and we will have a restart of this one with a free kick to JeBelle to be taken by the captain, Sherwin Alexander. And this one is not at the goalwards, but it was always going high off the head of the Cinder Grant. Not a bad idea, but the execution as far as the header. Let's look at it once again. Floated at the top of the 18-yard box, and there's Grant getting the head onto it, but pushing it more up.
Yes,
straight ahead.
It was up rather than across.
So here's JeBelle with possession. They've had a fair amount of possession in this, the 9th minute thus far. Ball on the far side. It's with Simmons, but it's knocked away, and it's going to be a throw into JeBelle. Still 0-0, and Avenues United certainly will be smarting from that 12-1 drubbing they received last Sunday here at the Brighton Technical Centre, and a team that has some talent, in especially the youngsters, Jack and Hector, Byron. You have the experience of Damal Francis, and he had a gem of a free kick last Sunday to score that lone goal for Avenues United. But just that cohesion certainly seems to be lacking, especially going forward for Avenues United.
Yes, they certainly have not been the Avenues that we know they are accustomed to be.
Cross comes in now, and with JeBelle on the right side, Batson, and trying to get around the defender there, but in the end it's out of touch, and I believe it results in a corner kick.
It was McDowell. He's a handful. He can be a handful, and most well I think he copped the play of the game award the last time for JeBelle.
This one is across and nodded away. Comes back out to a green shirt there. So JeBelle still with possession. It's with what looks like Dimitri Thomas in battle for possession on the far side, and in the end, whistle going. It is against Avenues United, and JeBelle with yet another free kick here tonight. So important game for the guys in all green, the lime green tops, as they have possession inside their own half. Going right back there to goalkeeper Tristan John, and John has had a fairly good season also. Ball now switch from left to right, but snotted forward, looking there for John, but player comes in there for JeBelle, can't be picked up by the goalkeeper, and there's Byron now going to the turf. There's a bit of an appeal, but the referee just said, well, I have none of that, so therefore play continues, and knocked into the path.
Sawyers.
So battle for possession there now, and good work done. But McDowell, he's looking to find McDowell, but then got caught in a bit of a tangle. Ball out of touch, and it's a throw into Avenues United. I'm seeing the team sheet saying number 4 and Ronald Thomas, the goalkeeper, but the player there has a big number 4 in his back.
Well, we have noted that, and
I believe that, well, we'll get back to that in a little while. The play continues on the far side. It's with JeBelle through Benjamin, and in the end it's out of touch. So Charlo last Sunday indeed, we had the bigger Classico. And of course a game where Barcelona walked away with La Liga 2026.
Well,
2025-26.
that 2025-2026.
Nonetheless, we're back here as this is Stevens. Ball knocked forward now. Searching one, looking there for McDowell to run onto. Backs it into the middle. Oh, and can only find Westfield. But Westfield gives it up to McDowell. Takes a shot. And oh, just over the crossbar. And a little rush there, but not a bad effort in the end. Let's have a look at it. McDowell receiving it from Westfield on the platter. Took the shot. Leaning for that
really
top
didn't
left
cue that
corner.
well. I think that slide off the outside of his boot and sailed over the bar.
So still 0-0 in this, the 13th minute. Goal kick now to Avenues United. And booted long upfield. Nodded away by Sherwin Alexander. And JeBelle looking to come forward yet again, but robbed of it there by James. Finds what looked like John. Twisting and turning, but loses possession. But there's Byron to pick it up for Avenues United. But his work was not so good. And McDowell is there, gets around one, but couldn't keep it in. Ran out of real estate there. And it's a throw in now to, well, seems as if it clipped the boot of the Avenues United player. A bit of luck there for McDowell and JeBelle. As a matter of fact, it's a free kick floated in very quickly indeed. Looking for the player over there to run onto it. It was a little overweighted. Still in that 18-yard box. And battle for possession in the end. Avenues United looks as if they're going to come forward on the right side. But ball just has a little too much on it. Rolls away, out of touch. And JeBelle certainly with a throw-in. Goalkeeper Tristan John. Good work there by his number 4 in Dimitri Thomas. Long searching ball forward, looking for McDowell. But Westfield is there, getting a boot in, knocking it out of touch. And some good defensive work there by Westfield, making up for the error he made early on.
Yes, good amends.
And Dimitri Thomas now with a throw-in. Gets the return ball. And will now drill it in. Not too much on that one. But finds Simmons on the far side. Finds his captain Alexander. And he gives it up to Hector. Well, patience doesn't seem to be all part of this game. They're just simply giving the ball away. Charles shot comes in there from McDowell, and it's wide. Out of touch. Goal kick will result. So let's have a look at this one again. As you see, McDowell picking it up. Left booter. And that one certainly was not going to trouble the upright for Avenues United. 0-0 after 15 minutes.
Well, I'm trying to pick it up, but I see the number 25, Etosa, out at Peters. He's on the field, and not too sure who was omitted at the last minute. But it's pumped downfield. It's Hooper for JeBelle looking to clear that. Still inside the half. Avenues looking to come forward. Long ball downfield. There's the race for Jack on that side, but he's been shielded by Simmons. And he goes into touch. He's got goal kick for JeBelle. So it's still a 0-0 affair here. Comes out to Stevens. Stevens comes wide. Look for Dimitri Thomas, but he goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Avenues United. So if you're going to be the number, Renald Thomas will be the one to take that throw-in. Quickly taken, but loses it. McDowell picks it up for JeBelle, but robbed there by Westfield. But it's back to Ashano Benjamin, who loses it. As we see Neil James picking it up, giving it off again. Avenues with a good ball, and just some shielding there for Zindergran, just shielding it and allowing his goalkeeper to come off his line. This is a good ball, but cut out there, and again it's a give and take. Sherwin Alexander picks it up for JeBelle. Looks to drill it through, but Westfield was there. Now he comes wide, finds Dimitri Thomas. Thomas goes back to the center, finds Spencer. Spencer lays it off, but cut out there by Baston. Now he has Jack for Avenues. Jack still looking to walk it around. Gives it away. But Avenues picks up and loses it to JeBelle once again. Comes to Dimitri Thomas. Back to Spencer. And now nice ball. Chip to Dimitri Thomas. Thomas looks to come to the center. Was looking for McDowell, but cut out by Westfield. And Avenues now would look to for a counter attack. Thomas. And that's been knocked into touch. It's Spencer who's going to control. Well, and it's going to be a throw-in for Avenues.
Yes, a little bit more patience shown a while ago there from JeBelle. He had a nice build-up from left to right. Certainly creating a bit of problems with Avenues United. Looking a bit more composed, JeBelle.
So Haid was back to his regular duties as a coach, but he's also doubling up as a physio. And you can see one of his players down on the far side. So he's receiving some attention. It looks like the magic spray being used. So it's still a 0-0 affair. You're not losing any play. But it's 0-0 here at the Brighton Technical Centre in the second game of the evening.
Well,
so they're signaling for the stretcher?
Yeah, it seems as if the player down is in a bit of a problem. Could very well have some muscle problems, some cramps as the stretcher comes in. Being worked on nonetheless by Richard Haid. Certainly who...
And it looks like the number 25 in terms of Eto Peters.
So Peters is going to be stretched off.
And that is going to be a big ask because Avenues do not have that facility of having people on the bench.
Right, the reserve is certainly dried up for Avenues, and as to why such a team has found itself in such a position, really and truly leaves a lot to be desired, so to speak. Just having a look as the stretcher of the player there, sitting at the top, System 3 with 31 points, Jalo. Layu's on 24. They play tomorrow night.
Yes.
All right. JeBelle, who's in third position on 21 points from their 11 matches. This is match number 12. And Avenues United at the bottom of the table on just 3 points and 3 draws. So they have not yet won a game in the Vincy Soccer Premier League, Avenues United.
All right. So there you have it. So it's going to be a free kick for Avenues. James looks to get in there. Number 20 looking to close in was John. But Tristan John came off his line and collects, and now he bowls it out. And it's JeBelle looking to come forward. Comes right back to Zinda Grant to Stevens. Stevens comes back to Sherwin Alexander. Good ball, but it's cut out there by Westfield. Finds Thomas. And for Byron now for Avenues, losing it. Sherwin Alexander looking for some support. Has Ashano Benjamin in there. Looking for Simmons on that far side. Cross comes in, and good work by the goalkeeper, and danger averted. He bowls it out now to the left, and it's Jack finds his number 27 in the board, and JeBelle intercepts, finds Sawyers with a nice ball, but the offside flag is up. Ashano Benjamin was looking for the goal, but he was found in an offside position.
Very much offside. And
very early call there by the assistant referee Toshika Brung. And it's still 0-0 here in this encounter. 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 0-0 So James with that free kick. James pumps it downfield. Heads go up. And Avenues with a shot. I mean John, but the offside flag is up. I think John was caught in an offside position. I think he was very conscious of it, and hence the attempt at goal. He was had lacked purpose.
Certainly. Just noticed there's a substitution for Avenues United. Benjamin Williams was out. The player who we've been told by the officials is not legal, but he's on the field. And I believe Eto Peters has been substituted.
So it comes out to Stevens. Stevens goes across field, looks for Zinda Grant. Grant gives it up, but Simmons picks it up. Loose ball. It's still with JeBelle. JeBelle looking for control. Finds Sherwin Alexander looking for Simmons. He's been knocked into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Avenues Laborde with a throw-in. Looking for, and cross comes in. It's going to be a corner. See assistant referee Danroy Barker pointing to the corner flag. So Avenues have won themselves a corner, and they will really want to break the shackles. Corner comes in, floating ball, and over the bar into touch. It's going to be a goal kick for JeBelle. We are in the 25th minute. It's still 0-0 here at Brighton. Comes out to Stevens. Stevens with a shot off the... Not doing good work, so he's really looking to give it to Dimitri Thomas, and it's now with Renald Thomas for Avenues. Still with it. Number 28 with a shot. Again, Spencer is there for JeBelle. He dances around, gives it to Sawyer. Sawyer's looking to get it going. Dimitri Thomas. But Westfield is there and he knocks it into touch. Deliberate attempt. And it's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. And Westfield ensuring that JeBelle didn't get a chance to go forward. So Thomas with a throw-in finds Sawyers, boots it downfield, sliding off his boot. Westfield has McDowell to contend with. He shadows it. And he goes into touch. It's a goal kick for Avenues. Quickly taken. The flag goes up, so maybe they'd have to retake that. So Neil James is now going to line that one up for Avenues. Long ball downfield. Up goes the head there of Dimitri Thomas. It goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Avenues inside JeBelle's half. And Renald Thomas with a throw-in. So it's Byron, but loses it. Sawyers comes downfield to McDowell. Flicks it on, looking to flick it on, but Neil James is there for Avenues, but McDowell regains. And so good work by Avenues, not allowing JeBelle to come forward as they please.
Yeah, some good work in defense there, especially by the number 4 player, who I believe it's Thomas, Renald Thomas. Sure, take a no.
Yes, so Dimitri Thomas for JeBelle, and both Thomas sporting number 4.
Correct.
And it's cut out there by Byron onto the head of Zinda Grant, but only to find Xavier Jack. Jack is on that side. He comes back in defense. He's been knocked around, but Spencer comes in and picks it up for JeBelle. It's still JeBelle, but giving it away. Neil James looks up, looking for some support, pumps it downfield. Stevens is there, shadowing it. Allows Tristan John to come off his line, collects, and he rolls it out. For that player on the far left, comes down the flank, still looking for Ashano Benjamin. Chauvin Alexander is there. It seems to be in a battle. And it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Avenues, number 27, Laborde. Quickly taken, finds Cadel Hector. And I think Jack was unable to keep it in play. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. We are in the 28th minute of this, the first half. It's still 0-0 here at the Brighton Technical Centre. So JeBelle looks to come forward. Stevens, good ball, finds McDowell. McDowell looking to find Dimitri Thomas. He does so. Thomas still with it. A cross comes in, and the offside flag is up. And it's going to be a free kick awarded to Avenues United.
Again, just going through the team line of Avenues United, based on what we have here. Seen that Damal Francis is all part
yes,
of it.
We have not seen Damal Francis on the field. So that's number 13.
Hector's wearing the captain's armband.
Up goes the header. They boot it downfield, and it's Stevens to Dimitri Thomas. Thomas looking to get it going. McDowell has Westfield to contend with. He dances around, crosses it, finds Chauvin Alexander, and to Ashano Benjamin with it, and Simmons was coming in there with a rush of blood and hammered it across the face of the goal, and it's going to be a goal kick awarded to Avenues United. So far it's still 0-0 here at the Brighton Technical Centre, and Neil James with a free kick will look to pump this one downfield. Hammers it down, and shadowed there by Dimitri Thomas as it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. So 0-0. Thomas. Bumps it downfield, back the wall. Sawyers is there. Sawyers, Thomas. Dances around, goes across field, finds Spencer. Spencer goes wide, finds his number 14 in Hooper. Hooper now, a bit of short tugging, but the advantage is there, still with Hooper. And in the end, let's see.
Looks like a board is to play down for Avenues United. Yes, the board being bundled over there by Shaquan Hooper.
So Hooper picking up a yellow. And it's still 0-0 here.
So the board seems to be in a bit of discomfort. Richard Hayde in a different role tonight as physio. He's on the field and giving some much needed attention to Shaquille. That's Jamal Laborde, I should say. Meantime, of course, players on both sides just taking the opportunity to, get relaxed, and there's actually a conversation taking place between opposing players. We notice John having a conversation with Zinda Grant, and they're quite animated, not on the screen, but both players just having a pleasant exchange, and that's all good for the game. As Laborde, it appears as if he's going to be pulled to his feet, assisted by the referee, Jason Frederick, and we'll go to the sideline to make sure that all is well, as the rule of the game requires, and we should have that resumption fairly soon. So Avenues United with a free kick. It's with James apparently. Yes, James is gonna look look to pump this one up downfield. 0-0 in this, the 33rd minute. We're going to have quite a number of time added in this one. Not away there by Sawyers, but as far as Byron and Stevens to pick up the scraps there for JeBelle, finds Dimitri Thomas on the right side, closely marked by John, but he does well to still hang on to it. As a matter of fact, creating some space. In the meantime, Thomas goes into the middle, and the searching ball down the middle was looking for someone to run onto there, but it was really and truly pretty much overweighted. Didn't give any chance to Ashano Benjamin.
Absolutely no chance whatsoever.
And that was given up by Avenues United. Benjamin now turns, and well, turned into a white shirt, but he's, well, still tried to gain possession, but it's knocked away. And JeBelle will have a throw-in as we compete to the win here at the Brighton Technical Centre. Ball on the far side with JeBelle player Sawyers twisting and turning. Indian is kicked out of touch, and Avenues United, they will have a throw-in. So with the little wind that we're getting, we also have a bit of a drizzle, Charlo, and some of the spectators are looking to find some sort of shelter under the tents provided by the Federation. As Avenues now with a throw-in. On the right side here is Hector, but it's knocked away by Zinda Grant. And another opportunity for Avenues United. Let's see what they make of it. The wind is really picking up here tonight. And turned over to JeBelle. Ball now with JeBelle on the left side, deep inside the own half. Looking to go up the left side, but it's knocked away there by Batson. Joel Batson of Avenues United. And let's see, as he brings Stevens now into play. Stevens looks for and finds that's Spencer. Searching ball, but he's offside there. Flag is up. As a matter of fact, both of them up.
Ashano Benjamin and McDowell,
Yes.
Devante McDowell, both were caught in an offside position.
Well, I'm just seeing the back of the shirt of the goalkeeper. He has number 8 on the back of his shirt, which is actually Neil James. So,
well,
it seems to be a total mix-up here tonight.
It's a lot of mix-up because Neil James is sporting a number 8 as well.
Certainly. Here comes Jack with possession, and goes down, whistle going.
He's going to get a card.
Well, let's have a look at it. Yes. Zinda Grant. Let's look at this replay. And he went for the boot of the player rather than the ball. The referee in the right position there, blowing the whistle and giving a yellow card to Grant. And it's a fairly good position.
It's a pretty interesting position indeed.
Yes, we know what young Hector can do. Cadell Hector, he's really a young, good free kick taker, and spotting the ball in the meantime. 3-man wall is in place, 4th player joins, and they're going to be pushed back quite naturally.
Oh, yes.
They're way forward, and referee Fredericks is ensuring that they're in their rightful place. So, Cadell Hector. The amazing thing with this free kick, you notice there are only 1, 2, 3. Now a 4th player joining in the 18-yard box.
Well, we
1, 2, 3, 4 back up in defense.
Behind, and you'd want to get as many players as possible up into that 18-yard box so that they have a better opportunity and a better chance of finding the onion bag.
Well, Hector, Benjamin is there. Looks like, well, Hector with it, and it's over the crossbar. Not a bad free kick. The intention was a good one.
Just lack a bit of direction, a little too much height on that. And John watched it sail over.
But he was well positioned, John. Wasn't really and truly in any, grave danger, so to speak, had that one been on goals. So he was well placed, but good, I should say, fairly all-round football. Here's Zinda Grant wrapping his boot around this one, and upfield it is. Looking there for a shot of Benjamin. And Benjamin still with it. Losing possession there to Byron, who finds Jack of Avenues United. Nice play. He certainly has a lot of touches. Jack races down that right side. Has a couple of defenders there with him, and well, was able to regain possession. Jack, sort of a feisty player. He don't give up, despite the fact that he's quite diminutive. Ball back in defense now for JeBelle, and he knocks it forward. Big header there from Westfield. And Captain Sherwin Alexander knocking it up, but ball falls back there for Dimitri Thomas. So here comes Sawyers in the midfield for JeBelle. Foul there by, it looks like James, Neil James. And it's going to be a free kick. Sawyers now with possession. Giving it up to Hector. On the right side there to Jack. And this youngster, you can't really give him too much space, but he's closely marked. And in the end, out of touch. Good work there by the Shad Simmons. Staying close there to young Jack.
Yes, not giving him any space whatsoever.
So JeBelle, they seem to be working this right side quite a lot, JeBelle. But Avenues takes possession. And in the end, Batson couldn't keep it in. Ball turned over via throw into JeBelle. So we're still 0-0 in this, the 39th minute. And JeBelle, who number 3 in the table, certainly after the 12-1 drubbing that Avenues received, might very well be thinking by now they ought to have had maybe 1 or 2 in the back of the net. But here's John with other ideas for Avenues United. Grant is pretty much close with him, but John hangs on to possession. And well, goes down, but there's no whistle. And nodded back into JeBelle half. Good work there by Byron. Battling for possession, Byron, but Zinda Grant picks it up now for Avenues, sorry, for JeBelle. And into the middle now with Sawyers. Sawyers to Dimitri Thomas. Gives it up. Regains possession. And that has certainly been the tale for quite a number of occasions for this Avenues United team. But here's Benjamin, Ashano Benjamin. Picking up possession. Ball now into the path of McDowell with his defenders there, and he's, well, called for pushing in the back of Thomas.
But good work by Renald Thomas, not allowing Devante McDowell any chance to go forward. And in the end, McDowell fouled him in the process.
So we're into the 41st minute. 0-0. And I believe we might very well have 3 to 4 minutes at a time. There are about 2 or 3 injuries. Some time lost, of course, dealing with those players as the ball is volleyed upfield. And the Sawyers picks it up now for JeBelle. And that one is looking for McDowell to run onto it, but really and truly had too much on it. And easy work for the goalkeeper. Looks for and finds John. John gets the return ball in the middle there now to Hector. Was looking to get Benjamin going, but defense did fairly good work there. And in the end, knocked away by Thomas for Avenues United. And a throw in now for JeBelle. So in the back of a dog in the background. Even the dogs are here tonight, Charlo.
Well, they have been always here. And in numbers as well.
Pretty much so. As here's JeBelle with possession on the far side with Shaquan Hooper. Cuts into the middle and finds Spencer. Spencer looking to push it forward, robbed of it, but McDowell regained possession now for JeBelle. And shot coming in there, hitting the crossbar off the boot of Simmons. And picked up now by Dimitri Thomas. Comes in now, goes back to Stevens. So JeBelle pressuring the closing stages. Whistle going, infringement against the Avenues player, and he has to be careful. Let's have a look at it. As there's Stevens with possession, and senseless tackle there by Thomas. Senseless tackle, and I believe might very well be a little lucky not being issued a card. As we have a bit of discussion taking place. So, referee Frederick is making sure that things are done the legal way, but really and truly very lucky for Thomas not to be given a yellow card. So, JeBelle certainly looking for the go-ahead goal in this one. They've had the opportunities, and they certainly had the better of the exchanges, had more of the possession, but has not been able to get that very important statistic, that goal in the back of the net. But let's see what happens now. Oh, that's a wasted one off the foot of Simmons.
I think he will preserve to go to the far corner.
Well,
with the wind and a bit of swirl.
Didn't use the wind here at all. And not much, of course, to worry. This Avenues United team, as it's booted upfield by James. Benjamin is there, but the rule to have fouled. That's Spencer in the back, and Dimitri Thomas with the free kick. Finds that's Shaquan Hooper. Hooper went forward there now to Ashano Benjamin. Spencer battling for possession there, and in the end the whistle going is against the Avenues United player, gesticulating a bit, but referee's decision is final.
He's in control and he's right in the middle.
So Captain Sherwin Alexander will take this free kick for JeBelle in this, the 45th minute. Ball knocked forward, searching one day, nodded down by Westfield. Danger not yet cleared. Sawyers is still there. And in the end, Byron will come away with it for Avenues United. Here's John. Good work by John. But again, you see that problem. The numbers are not picking up in the middle there for Avenues United. And they just have to simply delay. But I'm surprised it's just 1 minute at a time. Whistle going, and it's going to be a free kick for Avenues United. James it is. Neil James. Had no nonsense playing the defense for Avenues United. As we have a bit of a hush here at the Brighton Technical Centre. And James knocking it forward. Goalkeeper is right there, taking it and bowls it out immediately. Looking there for Ashano Benjamin, but Jack will get there first for Avenues United. Whistle going, and I believe it's going to be in favour of JeBelle. So still 0-0 as we are into the 1 minute added, 60 seconds added, and here is JeBelle with possession. There goes the whistle to signal it's the end of the first half here tonight. 0-0, and no doubt Avenues United, they should be fairly comfortable with the scoreline. JeBelle haven't done all that work going in. Probably should felt that they should at least have been one up, Charlo.
Yes, at least, but Avenues would be very happy that we are going in at half-time at a 0-0 stage, so they will have something to fight for and to try to preserve that if possible, come away with a goal for the second half, knowing that they are coming off their last game, having that drubbing, a 12-1 drubbing. So we'll bring it back to you in the next 15 or so minutes as we take our break. Brighton Technical Center for the second half of this encounter between JeBelle FC and Avenues United as the officials make their way back to the middle.
Yes, of course, just about to have the resumption of this, the second half here tonight. Still 0-0 after the first 45 minutes.
Yes. So referee Jason Fredericks is in position. We see standing over the ball there is the number Benjamin Williams for Avenues. And we just wait for the assistant referees to get into their various positions. So it's a 0-0 affair here at the Brighton Technical Center at the end of the first half. And Benjamin Williams kicks it off. Finds Cadel Hector, who hammers it downfield, but headed away there by Stevens. Finds Dimitri Thomas. Thomas still with it, comes across field. Finds Simmons. Simmons lashed it into the path of the Dante McDowell. Had a little too much on that. And he's still looking to control. Comes across, down goes the header. And it's still Spencer. I think on the far side, Dimitri Thomas being really beaten, was looking to get the boot across. And off the Avenues player, through comes in, finds Sherwin Alexander. Alexander loses it to Cadel Hector. Hector now will look for a counter. Finds Benjamin Williams. Williams still has Sherwin Alexander, but gives it up. And Spencer. It's still with JeBelle, Sawyers there, and LeBeau just knocking it in to touch. It's going to be a corner in the second minute on the resumption.
And LeBeau seemed to have picked up a bit of a niggle there, having knocked that ball out. He's in the 6-yard box with a bit of a limp. Let's hope it's not too serious.
Well, let's hope not. Avenues just simply cannot afford to lose a player at this particular stage. So Simmons. Corner comes in, nice high ball, up goes the header, and John just shadowing that and allowing it to go into touch. It's going to be a goal kick for Avenues. It's still 0-0 here. And James finds John. John flicks it on, but loses it. Sherwin Alexander was far more alert than LeBeau. Finds Shaquan Hooper. Goes back to his goalkeeper, who looks up. Tristan John goes wide, finds Stevens. Stevens goes even wider, looks for Thomas, finds Dimitri Thomas. Thomas off the defender and cut out there by Benjamin Williams for Avenues. Avenues now to Byron. Byron goes down the flank looking for Xavier Jack, who looks to come to in the center. And good work by Tristan John, closing the angle, not allowing Jack any progression. And it's going to be a corner for Avenues.
Well, he's always a handful there. He is going past the defender, and as you said, good work coming boot first. Goalkeeper John averting the danger, and corner kick now resulting here for Avenues.
So Cadel Hector with that corner, and we can see 4 white tops in the penalty area. Corner comes in, John boxes away, and it was picked up by JeBelle. JeBelle now on the counter. Sawyers looking to power pass one player, but he's not allowed. He comes back in defense, finds Spencer. Spencer flicks it on, but James cuts it out for Avenues. Finds John. John chips it down looking for Benjamin Williams, but cut out there by Stevens, but losing it. Jack to Williams. It's Cadel Hector. Nice ball. Finds John, who has a shot, but right into the hands of Tristan John, and he bowls it out. Finds Simmons. Simmons still with it, looking to come forward, pumps it downfield, looking for some support. Devante McDowell looking to run onto that, but goalkeeper comes off his line, collects easily, and avoids the danger. It's still 0-0. Now he pumps it downfield. John looking to control. Gets around one. Good work. Gets around Hooper. He looks for cross that, but Zindergrant got that long boot across. And the control is still with Zindergrant. Grant lays it off. Finds Simmons. Simmons gives it to Sawyers. Sawyers back to Simmons. Nice work. Finds Spencer as they look to counter. Good ball running through. Ashano Benjamin and a one-on-one, but Thomas, and he slows. Ashano Benjamin slotting that in at the far corner. The goalkeeper was beaten. You will see that again, but it was good counter on the part of JeBelle, and they have opened the account, and they are leading 1-0. Well, in this the 49th minute, the 50th minute.
Just giving a little bit too much space there, Ashano Benjamin. And of course, he took advantage of it. The defender caught up with him a bit, but by that time, he certainly was, very much composed. Had the goal in full sight and knocked it to the right near goalkeeper into the back of the net. 1-0 for JeBelle.
So, JeBelle has opened the encounter here, and they have taken a 1-0 lead. I think much against the run of play because it was even Stevens, but Ashano Benjamin using his space and outran the defense, and in the end slotting it in. So this one goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. Stevens quickly taken, comes back to his goalkeeper Tristan John. John decides to come a bit wide, finds Shaquan Hooper still with it. Still Hooper gives it to Simmons. Simmons goes back in defense, finds Grant. Grant chips it downfield looking for some support. They have Sawyers. Shifts it, still looking for Ashano Benjamin on that far side. The goalkeeper comes off his line. Good work there by the goalkeeper. Good decisive action on his behalf. Not allowing Ashano Benjamin to closing on that. And he keeps his scoreline down to 1-0. So it's still Sawyers for JeBelle. JeBelle have now seems to be gathering the momentum, and it's Jack on the far side for Avenues on a counter, still with Jack, but as shown Alexander, he's been robbed of it. Comes back to Stevens. Stevens looks to pump that downfield, and McDowell, I think he recognized he was on the offside scene and just slows it. Goalkeeper coming off his line collects, and he pumps it downfield. So it's still infringement called there against Spencer, pulling Cadel Hector down, and it's going to be a free kick for Avenues as we have a bit of rain with us, and it has been some pretty hot days, Eddie.
Yes, and we welcome this certainly. There are quite a number of areas here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines where water is being rationed. So
well, I think
welcome.
I've seen a release that Majorca and all of these areas have been the water, it's red, not a good sign, and now ration. The shot comes in, headed away there by Avenues, and this one will go into touch, and it's a throw-in for Avenues. So the Maroon water system, the Dalloway water system, the Montreal water system, all are at the level red.
Wow.
And rationing would be done twice per day. 10 to 5 in some cases, and 10 to 6. So at the Maroon water system by Maroon Hill, it's from 10 to 6, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Dalloway water system from the 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. and from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the Montreal water system from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. and from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. until further notice. Not good sign at all. So Dimitri Thomas with it, goes back in defense, finds Stevens. Stevens back to Alexander. Alexander finds Sherwin Alexander coming through. The cross comes in, And it's been knocked out of touch there by Laborde.
Well, for a
It's
moment
going to be
I
a
was
corner.
thinking
I
it's
thought
a
it was in the back of
possible
the net. Yes, I was looking to see if it was an own goal. They were showing Alexander with a very good cross. And Laborde getting his boot on. And I think the bounce took it over the bar.
Certainly.
And this time it's...
Well, I believe that's in the back of the net.
The flag is up.
Yes, it is. And
well, let's see that again. The goalkeeper goes down.
He's in the back of the net.
Yes, and I think James was in the back of the net. And it's going to be a...
number 2. So there's a 2-0 lead now for JeBelle.
So JeBelle now takes a 2-0 lead.
Didn't get the scorer.
So JeBelle now with an advantage, a 2-goal advantage, 2-0. We're in the 55th minute. Hector goes down, looks for John. Controls well, but there are no white shirts for support. Cadel Hector is there. Couldn't rein it in. Ashano Benjamin gets it on to his captain, who gives it to Dimitri Thomas. Thomas still with it. Comes back in defense, finds Stevens. So JeBelle now knocking it around, showing Alexander. He's on the race. Renald Thomas decided, I'm not going to allow you to go forward. He knocks it into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. JeBelle leading now 2-0. Goal coming in the 55th minute. And Byron chips it down to Jack, who couldn't control it, goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle, who are leading this encounter 2-0. It was 0-0 at half time, but JeBelle came out with some purpose in the second half. Comes right back, and it's still Devante McDowell. He has Neil James with him. McDowell looking to get around James. Good defensive work by James. And it's going to be a throw-in for Avenues. Long ball. McDowell heads it back into play. Neil James boots it downfield. Looking for some support. Benjamin Williams gets it. Looking for John. It goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. Hooper goes back in defense to Zinda Grant. Grant goes back to his goalkeeper Tristan John. Goes wide to Stevens. Stevens looking to find Ashano Benjamin, who is looking for Sherwin Alexander. And the cross comes in. Laborde finds McDowell, who is in an offside position. And it's going to be a free kick for Avenues United. Now he boots downfield, looking for Jack on the far side, who can control. He goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. Goes back to Stevens. Stevens lays it off. You can see there, I think, was Zinder Grant losing his footing. It's Spencer. Nice ball for Dashad Simmons. Simmons with a left footer and over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick for JeBelle.
It was not a bad effort there from Simmons, but he had options in the middle. Deciding to go for that top corner on the right side, but 1, 2, 3 options in the middle.
McDowell and Ashano Benjamin Sawyers were the 3 players coming into that area who would have really been in a much better position.
Plus he had some real estate at his disposal also.
So it goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for Avenues. Renald Thomas on the far side. And number 4. quickly taken, looking to find Xavier Jack. This time he's been headed into touch. This is going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. Dimitri Thomas. Long ball, looking for some support, headed away there by Westfield. Byron is there. Westfield miss kick. Sawyers with an opportunity. Gets a wrong one. Looks for a cross. And the shot Simmons and into the back of the net. Off inadvertently, I think, off Ashano Benjamin. And it's no 3 goals to nil.
He's there standing his back to the goal and just
he just nonchalantly just backheeled it.
Yeah.
Yes. Nonchalantly backheeled it. Just about the 60th minute. And it's now JeBelle 3, Avenues 0. Eddie.
Well, 3-0, and it took some 45 minutes before the goals were scored here tonight. But JeBelle, since we had that first one from the captain in the 47th minute thereabout, they certainly stamped the authority on this one. Here comes Williams now on the left side, and still with possession, but Laborde with a good sliding tackle there, knocking it out of touch, and it's going to be a throw-in. So 3-0, and the JeBelle team should be feeling pretty much much more comfortable at this point in time. Such was not the case at half-time, where it stood at 0-0, and now with a commanding 3-0 scoreline. Avenues certainly with a lot of work to do. A team that has a lot of history, a lot of pedigree, if we can, certainly go back in time, days of the Rhett, Waldron and company. Here is Sawyers, and runs into Laborde, picks it up for Avenues United, looking to go into the middle, and it's off the captain Alexander, and battle for possession there in the middle of the park, but it comes into the part of Jack, one of the talented, skillful players of Avenues United. Not so lucky this time around, but Byron is there to clean things up, and unfortunately giving it up to the young number 3 for JeBelle in Stevens. But here is JeBelle. Hooper finds Grant, and Grant in the meantime looks for and finds Dimitri Thomas, who seemed to be all over the park tonight.
Well, definitely.
Alexander now with possession. Sherwin Alexander finds Spencer going back to Stevens, and they're simply knocking it around JeBelle, but losing possession there. And well, Spencer coming to clean things up and finds once again Zinder Grant in defense. Coming out now to Simmons. Nice ball forward there, looking there for McDowell. Plays a diagonal ball, good one into the path of that's
Ashano Benjamin.
Ashano Benjamin. Of course, he had the goal just a while ago in the 60th minute, but couldn't get there. A little overweighted. Nice ball nonetheless from McDowell, and goal kick resulting 3-0. And this is an Avenues team, certainly. Well, it's now or at the end of the Vincy Soccer Premier League. They're right now in the drop zone. Certainly will have to do a lot of soul searching. Too many games they come in with just about 11 players or 2 players on the bench. This is something that has to be fixed. But cross comes in now, and a diving effort there by the goalkeeper. Couldn't get his hands onto it.
I think Sawyers was a bit late coming in there, because that could have spelled some danger.
Yes, it was a good cross there from Simmons. Had the defender in Laborde with him, and it just went across the goal mouth. As I said, Sawyers was coming in there, and maybe in the back of his mind he was heading goalwards. Didn't attempt to intercept, and in the end it's a goal kick now being taken by Neil James. Oh, that's awful. Into the substitute bench, and it looks as if Damal Francis will soon be coming on for Avenues United, the veteran, experienced player, and it's good to see these players around. You know, the likes of Hector and Jack certainly can learn a lot.
Yes, I totally agree with you there, Eddie.
But it could be a little disheartening, of course, going game after game without a victory. Here is McDowell with some space on the left side. Cross comes in, but played it behind the strikers. But it comes back out now for what looks like Sawyers. And still with JeBelle nonetheless. And not so much good work as John picks it up, but gives it away. And Dimitri Thomas, the workhorse for the night for JeBelle. Certainly passing it on there to Stevens on the right side, going down the left flank. And an attempt there by Shaquan Hooper to flick it on. Could only find a white shirt. But they've immediately given it up to JeBelle once again. Lovely ball through the middle. And in the end, I believe that's Byron who's coming through there to pick it up. Booting it away as the rain picks up once again here at the Brighton Technical Center. Of course, the surface and the grass here will be much pleased if I can use that, based on the fact that we've seen a lot of brown patches here and there,
Yes.
Jalo.
So Baston has been substituted and on would come Damal Francis.
Batson out, Francis is in. Comes in with a lot of experience, Francis. And they had a beauty, a gem of a free kick last game against System 3, where he scored that free kick, as I said. But whistle going there, and it's going to be a free kick for Avenues United.
They talk about a gem of a free kick. Marcus Rashford had one.
Yeah, that's
to put Barcelona.
That was a superb free kick, Jalo. But at the same time, I'll still say Ala Madrid. As this one is knocked upfield. And Byron picked it up for Avenues United. And there is Westfield knocking it right back to his goalkeeper. Can't pick it up. Pressured a bit. And, back to Westfield. And in the end, I believe it's, still in play. Cross comes in. Alexander is there, but Westfield gets there first. And eventually, ball now out of touch, thrown to JeBelle. Quickly taken there by Dimitri. Thomas finds Stevens. And back to Stevens as they have now a down 4 here at the Brighton facility. Avenues now with possession through Hector, but couldn't get much further with that one as Simmons now with possession. Finds his captain in the middle. Nice change of ball on the right side as it looks as if it's Alexander twisting and turning. Cross comes in and a tap. For a moment I thought it was in the back of the net. How did he miss that?
Devante McDowell, can't believe it.
I'd like to see the replay on that one. I just can't believe it. That was not in the back of the old onion bag. And play continues nonetheless. That's John picking it up, and good piece of defensive work by the JeBelle defender. Finds Simmons into the middle now to his captain, Sherwin Alexander. Finds Sawyers. So they're showing the patience, especially in the midfield. Here's, the flag went up momentarily, but play continued nonetheless. And JeBelle still with possession. Sawyers looks finds Simmons, but he loses possession and gives it away. Avenues United. And McDowell now with it, bundles into Neil James. And they seem not to be able to take control in the middle of the park. That's Avenues. But here is McDowell. This could be problems. And just in the nick of time was Thomas knocking it away for a corner kick.
Well, some pressure now being applied to Avenues. But fortunately, Thomas was at the rescue.
So we await this corner kick as the wind picks up. And the rain is still very much with us. We're getting a little bit of a drizzle from where we're at. There's some substitutions taking place.
Yes, the wind, so Spencer goes off.
Yes, so the number 8 comes in. Yes, Spencer goes off.
No, he's still there.
Well, it appears as if
it looks like Sherwin Alexander is going off. He's taking off the captain's armband. Off he goes, and on will come number 20. seen any number 20 on our starting list.
I think they're giving the captain a rest, because he has had a good game, Sherman Alexander.
Yeah, he has. Really, it's a double substitution.
So some fresh legs in for JeBelle as they have this 3-0 lead. It should have been probably 4 or 5 up.
Jamal Crease comes in.
Corner kick is taken off the head of Stevens, who came up for this one. Zinda Grant is there. Couldn't get a boot onto it. It comes out to Simmons, takes a crack at it, and knocked away by the goalkeeper. And here is Dimitri Thomas, so over the crossbar. He had the time, space to do much better than he did a while ago there.
Najima Bogin also came in. He is now wearing the captain's armband.
So still 3-0 as we see Damal Francis finding Jack. Jack knocking it back there to Byron, but he gives it up to the new player who just
Crease.
came in there, Crease. And here comes JeBelle looking there for Najima Bergin. Finds Bergin, but the board is battling. Cross comes in over, as a matter of fact, behind. An out of touch. So that's a goal kick resulting, or was it touched by Byron in the process? Yes, it was. So it's a corner kick. And coming across to take the corner kick is Dimitri Thomas. He certainly worked a lot for his team here tonight. And seemed to be on every square inch of space on this pitch tonight.
Yes, he has really been all over the shop.
Thomas, as the wind picks up with the corner kick, and he had certainly better corner kicks than that one. Comes back up there to Najima Bergin. Now Bergin gets across one, and well, he was looking to go to the right there, but it's pretty much overweighted, and a train resulting there for Avenues United. So windy, rainy conditions, but I know for a fact that the players out there, they're certainly enjoying themselves, Charlo. Bit of a refreshment. They've been up and down this pitch for the last 71 minutes thereabout. So that cooling effect is always welcome, as Dimitri
Very
Thomas.
much so.
Well, going back in defense there too, it looks like Zinda Grant. Grant knocks it forward. Finds McDowell. Lovely ball for the player to run on to. Takes a shot. And it's in the back of the net. That's goal number 4.
Just this shot, Simmons. He has really been there and thereabout.
Simmons coming through with the space, with the time, composing himself, going to the left of the goalkeeper this time. And that's goal number 4 in this, the 72nd minute for JeBelle, now with a 4-0 lead here tonight. And Damal Francis looking a little bit dejected in the middle, wearing that number 13 shirt. Hands akimbo. And yeah, wait the kickoff. Finds Hector. There too now, that's Williams. Labour's Avenues looking to keep possession, but robbed of it. And here's Najima Bergin now with some space on the left side. They're coming down that left side once again. Cross comes in, but it's knocked away by Byron, it looks like. And finds Benjamin Williams. Puts it into the middle, but straight to a JeBelle player who loses possession. Diminutive Jack. I like this player, Jack. He certainly has a future ahead of him if he continues in the game. Whistle going there, and it's against Avenues United. So it's going to be a free kick to JeBelle. It's really windy and wet conditions here in this, the second half. Quickly taken free kick there. Dimitri Thomas with a powerful one. And of course it slid off the grass. Of course the surface being wet here tonight, but good work by the goalkeeper, and it's going to go out of touch. So 4-0. Some nice decent work by the goalkeeper there, after he had that bit of a problem with that ball that really skid across the surface at him. Here's JeBelle now with possession, and the ball is now out of touch. Goal kick certainly will result, as The ball is recollected by Avenues United, and the goalkeeper certainly will take this goal kick. And we're really now faced with a serious downpour.
Certainly we have to take a bit of cover.
Yes. As ball is out of touch. Just making a bit of a adjustment here in our commentary position to make sure that the equipment is all safe and out of the rain. Although we are under cover. Well, we gotta say thanks to the brother Lyrical. Sorry, not Lyrical, Radical. Our cameraman, one of our cameramen who are here tonight, doing other duties, making sure that all is safe and well. Here is Najima Bergen now on the left side. Ball knocked in the pattern from McDowell. Turns, crosses, but there's no one there. And Dimitri Thomas trying for all he's worth, but couldn't keep it in. And it is certainly a goal kick for Avenues United. 75th minutes and counting, Charlo.
Well, so JeBelle leading 4-0. Well, 2 goals from the boot of Najima, from the boot of Ashano Benjamin, 1 an own goal, and Dishad Simmons converting the 4th.
Very well.
So it's still JeBelle inside the Avenues half. Gives it to Spencer. Spencer goes back to Stevens. Stevens comes back to Zinda Grant. Grant comes wide to Shaquan Hooper. Hooper looking for Najima Bergen. It goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. And really enjoying a 4-0 advantage. Avenues, who have not won a game in the tournament so far. Najima Bergen finds McDowell with a throw. McDowell chips it across. And this could be some bungling there. He's still danger not yet averted. Laborde has it. Comes out. Infringement called against JeBelle. It's going to be a free kick awarded to Avenues United. And steady drizzle with us, along with the wind. But John for Avenues kicks it in the part of Cadel Hector. Hector has Damal Francis to give it up to. Gives it to Laborde. Laborde is looking to get down. Najima Bergen heads it away. It's McDowell on a roll. McDowell still with it. With a shot. Looking to do a little too much. And a tame ball into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Well, he was always being pushed wide by the defense, but you have to give him some props for hanging on to it, certainly. McDowell.
This one goes into touch, and you can see the frustration in the part of Damal Francis. He just totally resigned from it. Najima Bergen has it. Gets a wrong defender. Cross comes in. And
almost an own goal.
Almost an own goal off Byron, but goalkeeper is quick off his mark, collects, and bowls it out. But Spencer picks it up for JeBelle. Still goes down the flank. The cross comes in. Byron is there. Knocks it in the part of Damal Francis. Francis looking for some support. Finds John. John looking to keep it in play. John still has one. Nice work. Still gets a wrong one. Still John. He goes down, losing his footing.
Fouled in the process.
Yeah.
Definitely fouled there.
And he was fouled, yes, by Crease. And it's going to be a free kick awarded to Avenues United. And we can see the experience, Damal Francis, to take that free kick. Short to John. John with a cross comes in, headed away there by Zinda Grant, but cut out by Benjamin Williams with a shot. And really aimless, not with any power, no conviction, and going wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for JeBelle.
So substitution for JeBelle. McDowell is coming out. And Jashawn Delplesh will come in. Also coming out is Benjamin, Ashano Benjamin, to be replaced by Mitran John.
Yes.
So double substitution for JeBelle.
Double substitution for JeBelle. And certainly has some cooling effect. Rain is still with us, and it's now Zindergrant pumps it downfield. Finds Crease. Crease lays it off for the number 25 who has just come on. That's Leonardo Hooper. And still Crease. Crease loses it. And Benjamin Williams is there to Damal Francis. To Jack. Jack come back to Francis. Francis gives it up. And it's JeBelle looking for a counter. Najima Bergin. Number 18 on his back with a shot over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick for Avenues United. So we have been sent looking for a bit of cover by the rain.
But all comfortable.
And just about 10 minutes of regulation time remaining. Amin John gets this one. Amin John. He's being pushed wide. Foul, referee says to play on. And Zindergrant picks it up. The crowd is balling for ref, but unfortunately not. No whistle. Najima Bergin flicks it down. Neil James has number 17 to contend with in John, Mitran John. Still, Mitran John in a tussle with Neil James. Cross comes in, finds a Crease on the far side, who's in an offside position. The flag went up, and it's going to be a free kick awarded to Avenues United. So Avenues trailing 4-0.
And with this lead with JeBelle, they're now tied on points with Leyu, 24 points.
In the second position.
But they will remain in third position because of goal difference.
Goal difference.
+6 as opposed to +18 for Leyu.
So it's going to be a goal kick. He pumps it long ball downfield. Finds Zindergrant. Zinder knocks it in the path of Hooper. And Byron gives it to Amin John. Knocks it back. Was looking for Byron. Nice ball, but losing it. Byron picks it up for Avenues. Losing it again. And Amin John flicks it across. Looking for Xavier Jack. Cadel Hector looks for John. John has been forced to go wide. He's faking and allowing. Yes, still with it. And looking for Benjamin Williams. Benjamin Williams gives it to Byron. Byron to Jack. Jack lays it off to Francis. Francis still with it, looking to get a wrong one. Crosses it. Crease looks to clear that. And a bit of slipping with a wet surface, but Najima Bergin picks it up for JeBelle. Chips it downfield. And the race is off. Mitran John. It's Dishat Simmons with it. Loses it as Westfield clears that. Comes down to Hooper.
Crease.
It's Crease. Crease picks it across, looking for Mitran John. He's in an offside position. The flag went up very, very quickly indeed. And it's going to be a free kick for Avenues United. Pumps downfield, finds Amin John. John fakes, nice work. Comes back to Byron. Byron decides to go wide, looks for Francis on that far side. Finds him. Francis controls, lays it off for Xavier Jack. Jack has Stevens to contend with. Stevens not allowing him any freedom. And it goes, Stevens flicks it back as JeBelle look to come forward with Dimitri Thomas. Lays it off. And the race is out. Dish at Simmons. Simmons still with it. Simmons. Still Simmons. Still Simmons. And he lays it off now for Mitron John. John looks for a shot. And into the hands of goalkeeper. And up goes the offside flag, I think.
Yes.
And it's going to be really a goal kick.
Free kick.
It's a free kick right in the goal area for Avenues. Comes all the way very quickly. Still Avenues. Westfield comes back but picked up by JeBelle. Avenues now clearing it off the line. Williams in a tussle but losing it as Crease is there. Has Williams to contend with. Gives it back to Hooper. To Dimitri Thomas. Sliding off his head, dish at Simmons on the far side. He goes into touch. It's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. Quickly taken. Avenues chips it downfield, but only to find Shaquan Hooper for JeBelle. Gives it to Jamal Crease. Crease comes back in defense, finds Hooper. Leonardo Hooper. Finds Cadel Hector now for Avenues, who looks for a counter. Gives it to the experienced Damal Francis. Francis still with it. And infringement call there against Stevens. It's going to be a free kick for Avenues. So Avenues still looking to get one in the onion bag. They have been denied. Francis looks up. What will he do? Looking for, John. Tristan John came off his line. Got a hand to it. It's still JeBelle. And that is, goes into touch. Yes, Williams just fouling Najima Berg in there, and it's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. And they are really toying around with it at this present time. Crease flicks it to Najima Bergin. Bergin finds Shaxwan Hooper, who is spinning.
Did too much there.
But losing it. Infringement called. It's going to be a free kick for Avenues United. So Neil James. With a free kick. Gives it to Laborde. Laborde still with it. Laborde being forced to go around, and he comes across, cross comes in, and it's cut out there by the defense. Back in, still not cleared. Byron picks it up. Infringement called. And it's going to be a free kick for JeBelle inside their own half. So there's a bit of desperation coming into the Avenues players. As quickly taken. Still JeBelle. Still with it. It's JeBelle looking to come forward. Gives it to Najima Bergin. Bergin is taking his time. Gives it to Ashano Benjamin. In fact, to Zinda Grant. Grant goes wide. And a shot that goes high and wide over the bar. And it's going to be a goal kick for Avenues United. So it's JeBelle 4, Avenues United 0. We are in the 89th minute of this, the second half. And Eddie, your play of the game?
Shano Benjamin, he's on the bench, but he's done the work.
He has done the work already.
Yeah.
So it's Najima Bergen collects. It's still with JeBelle. Crease has Williams to contend with. It goes into touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for JeBelle. So comes in, headed away there by Neil James for another throw-in for JeBelle. As we're closing on the 90th minute, we'd wait to see how many minutes of added time would be granted. Long through into the box, headed away there by Byron onto the boot of Crease. And not cleared. You can see Dimitri Thomas with a cross. And goalkeeper getting his boot onto that. Knocked it away, but only to find Leonardo Hooper, who goes back to Stevens for JeBelle. JeBelle looking to come forward. And handball there by Dimitri Thomas. It's going to be a free kick. And we can see referee Jason Fredericks summoning Amin John to come to him, as well as Benjamin Williams. Two players from the Avenues United team.
Yes, we have the full 90, Charlo, but no indication from the fourth official with regards to added time.
Just looking at that far side to see if there was any indication. He seems to be going now for his
board.
Yeah, he has picked up his board as his Avenues, his Byron. But 2 minutes of added time. Mitran John, he was caught in an offside position, and still with Avenues, Laborde has Najima Bergen, who is really pushing him to the wire. Still with it, but Crease comes in and robs him, gives it back to Najima Bergen. To Mitran John, who was looking for a shot. Good defensive work there by Westfield, and it's going to be a corner for JeBelle in the dying minutes of this encounter between JeBelle and Avenues United. JeBelle 4, Avenues United 0. So Deshat Simmons with a corner. Good swirling ball, punched away there by the goalkeeper. Byron gets ahead to it, finds Cadel Hector for Avenues, lays it off now to Francis. Francis now looking for a counter, and he has Leonardo Hooper to contend with. Jack and Cadel Hector, he'd been knocked into touch, and it's going to be a throw-in for Avenues. Quickly taken, look for finds Xavier Jack, and it's Avenues. Francis with it. Beats Stevens, but cleared by JeBelle. Again, it's just giving it away. It's still Avenues, but in the end, Mitran John has to run onto it for JeBelle. JeBelle looking to come forward, but off Neil James. He goes into touch for another corner. It's going to be a corner for JeBelle, and at any minute we would hear the whistle for the end of this encounter, with JeBelle leading 4-0.
Might very well be the final kick of the game, Charlo.
Comes in, headed and into the hands of goalkeeper, and there goes the whistle. At the end of the full time, it's JeBelle 4, Avenues United 0. Again, Avenues United suffering a defeat and yet to score to win a game, and they would remain at the bottom of the table.
Yes, they will remain at the bottom of the table. A slightly bit a little better performance tonight than was the case, of course, last Sunday night. But of course, a 4-0 scoreline is always a huge loss, and another big loss tonight for Avenues United. A victory certainly for JeBelle, and with those 3 points, they are now evenly placed on points with Leyu. Because of the whole matter of goal differential, they still remain in 3rd position, but certainly sending a signal to Leyu and, of course, System 3 that they're still very much in the hunt with still a fair amount of games to be played as far as the Vincy Soccer Premier League is concerned, and congratulations to them here tonight. We'll certainly have a chat with the player of the game, Shano Benjamin, and then we'll wrap things up here tonight. Well, I'm here with the player of the match, Shano Benjamin, a brace tonight. Certainly feeling good about it?
Yeah, man, sure, certainly.
Well, the first half ended 0-0, and at that time, what was the feeling in your camp?
He was moving the ball a bit too fast without purpose. So second half, we just decided to slow it down and play more composed.
Very well. So at the end of it, of course, a 4-0 victory. You know, level with Leyu on points, but because of the goal difference, you're still in 3rd position. Going forward, what can we expect?
Same approach. Same approach. Every game is like a final. Like boiling down, and we need all 3 points.
Very well. Well said. All the best to you. That's Shano Benjamin, of course, the player of the final. Congratulations, of course, to JeBelle. And this is where we wrap it up. Gotta say thanks to our technical team, the brother Woody, of course, doing all the technical work. We gotta say thanks to Radical, a lady, Miss Young, can't remember her first name, but she was in the rain through all of this, of course. Thanks very much, of course, to my co-commentator Charlo, and we'll be back tomorrow night with more Vincy Soccer Premier League here on VC3.